All right, let's talk about three little words that can be a real headache in English: either, neither, and rather. Getting these right is one of those small tweaks that can make you sound so much more natural. So let's just dive right in and get them sorted out. So, have you been here before? Your friend says they don't like something, maybe spicy food, and you want to agree. So you say, I don't like spicy food too. I mean, it makes perfect sense, right? You use to agree with people. But this is actually a super common mistake. So what is it about that sentence that sounds just a little off to a native speaker? The meaning is clear, no one's going to be confused, but it just doesn't sound quite right. Well, stick around because by the end of this, you'll know exactly why and you'll know exactly what to say instead. Okay, first things first. Let's tackle how to agree when someone says something negative, like, I don't like something. This is ground zero for that whole to mistake, and luckily, there's a really simple rule to fix it. Okay, check this out. This slide is basically the key to the whole puzzle. When a statement is positive, like, I like coffee, you absolutely use to. Me too. Perfect. And this is the big one. When the statement is negative, I don't like coffee, the magic word is either. That's the whole game. Positive gets to, negative gets either. So what's either really doing here? Honestly, the easiest way to think about it is that it just means also not. When you say, I don't like coffee either, you're just saying, I also do not like coffee. It's a special version of also that we only use in negative sentences. All right, so you've got either down for the end of the sentence. That's fantastic. But now, if you really want to level up, if you want to sound even more fluent, let's talk about the neither shortcut. So look what happens here. Instead of saying the whole long sentence, I don't eat meat either, you can use neither as this awesome little shortcut at the very beginning. I don't eat meat. Neither do I. See how clean that is? It's short, it's fast, and it sounds incredibly natural. So how do you make this phrase? It's actually a super simple three-step recipe. First, you start with neither. Easy. Then, and this is the most important part, you look at the first person sentence and you find what's called the helping verb. Words like do, am, can, will. You just copy it. Then you add your subject. That's it. Let's see it in action. See how the pattern works? If someone says, I can't swim, you grab that can and say, neither can I. If they say, I didn't watch the movie, you grab the did and say, neither did I. I am not ready, neither am I. You just find that little helping verb, copy it, and you are good to go. Okay, so that's agreement. We've got that handled. But now let's switch gears because either and neither have a completely different job when you're talking about choices, specifically when you have two options. And this chart makes it crystal clear. When you're presented with two options and you're happy to accept one of them, you use the pair either or. You can have either tea or coffee. It means one of the two is good for me. But if you want to say no to both options, you use neither nor. I want neither tea nor coffee. So just remember, either is for one, neither is for none. Okay, so now we can agree with negative ideas and we can choose between two options. But what if you don't want to just choose? What if you want to say which one you actually prefer? Well, that is where our third and final word for today comes in: rather. The phrase is would rather, but let's be real, in conversation, we almost always crush it down to I'd rather, and it's all about expressing your personal preference. It's a really great way to say what you want clearly and politely, and it just has a little more personality than simply saying I prefer. Now, listen up, because this is the number one most important rule for this word. This is the mistake everyone makes. After I'd rather, you always use the simple base form of the verb. No to. So it's I'd rather go, never ever, I'd rather to go. Just burn that into your brain. All right, we've gone through the rules, we've seen the examples. Now let's put it all together and see how these three words actually work in a real everyday conversation. This is where you'll see how it all just clicks. Okay, so let's set the scene. Your friend asks you the classic question when you're trying to figure out dinner. Hey, do you want pasta or sushi? You've got two choices on the table. Now, if you're feeling flexible, you're happy with both, a perfect natural response is either is fine. It's super common, super easygoing. It just means I'm okay with choice A or choice B. Then your friend says, I don't really like sushi. And boom, it's a negative statement. So you know exactly what to do. You agree by saying, I don't like sushi either. Our first rule right there in the wild. Just then, another friend walks up and overhears you, and they chime in with that cool, upgraded shortcut we learned. Neither do I. See how it just fits right in? So smooth. And finally, after all this talk about sushi, you realize you actually do have a preference. So you say, you know what? Actually, I'd rather have pasta. And just like that, in one quick chat about food, you've used all 3 words perfectly. Okay, let's do a super fast recap of the big traps to avoid. First, the double negative. I don't want neither, that's a no-go. You can say I want neither or I don't want either, but not both. Second, remember the rather rule. It's I would rather go, never to go. And finally, the word order. It's always neither can I, not neither I can. If you can avoid those 3, you're golden. So look, if you forget everything else from today, just try to remember this. These 3 words send 3 totally different messages. Either says yes to one, neither says no to both, and rather says this is what I want. That's really the core of it all. So I'll leave you with a final thought to chew on. Imagine your friend suggests 2 movies you think are terrible. To sound the most natural, what would you say? I like neither, or, I'd rather watch something else. I mean, they're both grammatically correct, but one of them is probably what a native speaker would actually say in a friendly conversation. Something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.